Hello everyone and welcome back to the UK Koi channel. And today I've got an update on the roughly 1,000 Kujaku Koi Fry which I hatched in a recent video. Now they've been growing out for the past 4 maybe 5 weeks. I haven't posted an update recently just because I wanted to see some real progression in them. And they're just coming up to the age now and sort of the size where I can start selecting them. So today what I'm going to be doing is catching up sort of about a few hundred of the fry and showing them to you. And also giving like an update on sort of their health and their progression and showing the patterns they developed recently. Now, of course, in order to show the fry, I'm going to use this bowl here just to sort of give an easy showing of the fish. I'll put this bowl in here just so I can give you a good showing of the fish and how they're doing health-wise. This bowl is really nice. The blue colour really shows their colours off really sort of in a much brighter manner for whatever reason. But of course, now let's go catch the fish. I'll take a walk around to the pond so we can get a couple of specimens to show you. Let's take a walk around now. So here we are at the pond now. As you can see, it's fairly small in terms of just size, but it's more than adequate to keep the fish in. Primarily due to the amount of bugs that such are in here. Now, as you can see sort of down here, it might be hard to see because of the glare. You can actually see a couple of the fish just sort of sat there. There's one. As you can see there, just sort of coasting around the edges. There's plenty of sort of bugs and wildlife in here for them to eat. And it's currently filtrated by the plants. This reed here, that reed there, and this reed over here. The roots are what filtrate the water, because obviously in a tank like this, you can't use a filter because the fry will get sucked up. So let me just catch the fry up now. However, I did just realise I forgot a net, so let me go grab that now. So this is the net I used to catch the fry, just a small hand net from Northine. Nice little net, quite shallow, makes it quite easy to sort of scoop them up, have a look at them, make sure that they're what you want, and then release them. So that's the net I'll be using. So here I have the first raw batch of Kujaku Koi Fry. Now there's a bit of a mixture in here. There's a few Sankei and Kujaku Koi Fry in here as well. As this morning, these eggs that these fish came from were just from the main pond. But the majority of these are Kujaku. And as you can see, there is just a massive difference in size. You have small ones like this one here that, you know, are really just minuscule. And then you also have absolute giants like this one here. Now, I believe the term that people use for fish of this size is Toby, I believe. I'm not too sure exactly on the exact terminology for describing a fish that's, you know, much larger than its brothers and sisters. But these are all the same age, so as you can see, just the difference in size of some of these fish is quite incredible. As you can see, they got some very nice patterns as well. This one, just here, I'm pretty sure is a Sankei, and the other one below it is Kujaku, but ones like this here are quite obviously Kujaku, or some sort of metallic mix. I know that some of these are Kujaku, but there may be a mixture of the metallic mixes amongst this sort of bunch here. But just in terms of growth, like these are only a few weeks old now. I'd say about 4 weeks, maybe 5. In terms of the difference in growth, it's really quite drastic. Now, food-wise that I've been feeding these guys has mainly just been natural sort of forage in their tank. So that'd be Daphnia, water louse, fry larvae, like flies as in, not fry, and other sort of natural larvae in the tank. Because at the moment I haven't really been feeding them any sort of unnatural foods. The main focus for me has really been natural foods. So I'm just really glad to see the growth these guys have shown off that food. As you can see here, this fish here, the large one, has quite a nice metallic sheen on its head, which is a really good sign. There's another one here which is quite similar. This tiny little guy here, exactly the same type of fish. But just the difference in size between that one and then the big one is just really just interesting to see, really. There's some full black ones here as well, which I reckon are the Sankei, like this one here. I'm not too sure how these got into the mix of the bowl. My best guess is there was a Sankei spawning that took place in the pond about a day before. So that might have been how these got mixed up into the batch. But yeah, I'm really happy, especially from a home spawning perspective, to see, you know, this volume of fish, you know, so healthy, especially the size of this one here. I'm going to pick it up now just to sort of show the size, the shape of it from the size. As you can see with the fish in my hand, you can sort of see the shape of it from the side. It's a really nice fish. I won't hold it out for too long, but it's quite girthy, which is a good sign. It means it's full of food. All their bellies are quite fat at the moment, so yeah, really good sign from these guys. I'll take them back over now to the pond. Now I'm just going to carry these guys back over into their home. As you can see, they're not too bad, but I don't want to keep them in the water for too long. This is just sort of the first batch of many that I've got here. So hopefully they should do quite well. There's still quite a few more in here, so I might try and show them to you in a second, but we'll let these guys go. I've just removed all the Kujaku out of the bowl, just to give viewers sort of a look at this sort of mystery fish, I guess you could say. I'm not too sure what exact species these fish are. I'm suspecting Kujaku or Sankei, but I'm not too sure, to be completely honest with you. Like I said, these were just sort of a mixture of eggs, and I know these are koi, but in terms of type, I'm not too sure what these groupings are. Like I said, I'm suspecting Sankei, but I just thought if any of you at home sort of knew who might have better knowledge than me, like I said, this is my first ever sort of home spawning, so I'm not really too sure on individual like sort of traits you can see in smaller fish. I'm not too great at identifying sort of smaller fish, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, these are sort of the mystery fish, I guess you could say. But I've got to take these back over now, so let me know in the comments down below if you recognise these fish at all. Just going to carry these guys back over and release them back into the pond so they can be free. Got them back in the pond here. We'll just let them go back in. There they go. Also just take a look now at the Kujaku as well individually so you can see how they look. So here I've got the majority of the metallics. Like I said, I'm pretty sure these are all Kujaku. But if there are any of you in the comments also who are a bit more knowledgeable on identifying fry, then let me know. But as you can see, health-wise, these guys are doing really well. I just thought I'd show them individually because it's a little bit easy to sort of see the different traits of them. I believe some of these are Deutz, as the mum was Deutz, but I'm not too sure about the rest of them. Obviously, this large one here isn't Deutz. You can see the scalation on its body there. But yeah, they're all doing really well health-wise, which is a good thing to see. Obviously, they are getting a bit big for that pond now. But as you would have seen in my previous video, I am building a sort of paddling pool, or swimming pool, which is about 2,000 litres that I'll be moving into soon to grow into. So that'll sort of be the next plan with these guys. But yeah, they're all doing really well, which is great to see with them. Here they are back at their home now. We'll get them back in. Don't want to keep them out for too long. Back in they all go. Like I said, this pond is getting a bit small, but as you would have seen previously, I'm setting up a new pond, which I'll just give an update on now. So as those of you who've been watching my videos recently would know, I recently set up a new fry tank. It's about 2,000 litres, and sort of the goal behind that was to try and give a space for the fish that I could grow them on a bit. So we're giving an update on that. It's been about 2-3 days since I posted the video on the tank, and you know, there's been a lot of changes recently. I'll be making a video on it soon to give like a full update of what I've actually done to it. But I'm just going to show you now some of the changes I've made, just sort of for a brief summary. And here it is. As you can see, the water's started to go green, which is a really good sign. Normally green water would not be a good sign in a pond because it means you can't see the fish. But for a fry grow-on tank, it's actually what I'm looking for, because the green water is actually plankton and algae in the water. And that plankton and algae is what the bugs and such that the koi fry feed on actually eat. So having a high quantity of green water means that things like Daphnia can reproduce more, and therefore means the fish have more food. By the way, please excuse the wind. It's kind of hard out here at the moment to get any good audio quality with the rain and sort of the wind at the moment. But in terms of plants, since obviously I can't put a filter on this tank, I have to use plants as filtration. And as you can see, I've added quite a few plants in since the time you last saw it. Got 2 tubs down here, this one and that one, that just have hornwort in them. The reason I've added hornwort in is, number one, it's very quick growing, so it eat a lot of the nitrates and ammonia in here. And secondly, it produces very high levels of oxygen, so it's great for providing oxygen for the fish. I've also got this plant here, which is just like a lily pad type thing, that will also help just sort of filtrate the water. Each of these are in their own individual tubs. There's some more hornwort there, and I've also got a small lily pad here as well, just to give a bit of shade and also to help filtrate the water a bit more. But I've also put a goldfish in here, which you can probably see darting around the edges. I'll see if I can find it for you. There you can see the goldfish, just about. Kind of hard to see with the glare. And there's a small koi next to it as well. I've placed these in here just for a couple of days, just to help sort of kickstart the pond. I've had no health issues with those at all. There's also a small layer of dirt on the bottom, just to give a place for the plants to really root in and to provide nutrients. But the tank's doing really well. I'm I'm going to give it about a week before I put fish in here. I want to give a chance for the Daphnia and stuff to really grow and get into high quantities. There is quite a few larvae on the surface, which trying to see if I can actually find some. There's quite a bit on the surface. It's kind of hard to focus on it, but you can see it's like this little, there's plenty of bugs basically all on the surface at the moment already. So it's a really good sign. Means that, you know, there's plenty of food for the fry once they go in here. So fingers crossed I can get this set up soon. And as for the Sankei Koi Fry, I'll be posting an update on them soon as well. They're doing really well. Actually, to be completely honest, I want to get them in here more than the Kujaku Fry for two main reasons. Number one, there's just way more of them really, and I'd rather they have a bigger area. And number two, I actually know what they are. I planned that spawning out, and as you would have seen, if you go back and watch my video called Koi Breeding Project, I think you can see it about 2-3 weeks ago. I actually planned out that spawning, so I know the parents and I know what fish I'm going to get. Whereas with the Kujaku spawning, that wasn't planned, so the fish from that spawning would be very varied. So my main focus with this pond here is to put the Sankei in there so that I can have a good growth from them. Like I said though, this whole thing's been a bit of an experiment for me really. It's my first ever successful spawning this year. So I'm really doing this as an experiment. Next year will be my real big focus on it. I might buy a new female in, and I'm gonna, you know, put a little more effort in. And obviously having this tank now means I can put the fry in straight away, and then that way they'll just have a lot quicker growth and such. But yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoy. Stay tuned over the next couple of days. I'll be posting 2 more videos, an update on the Sankei and an update on the tank back here. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.